জীবনের লক্ষ্যের দিকে এগিয়ে যাব, এই প্রার্থনা জানিয়ে আমার এই ক্ষুদ্র বক্তব্য এখানেই শেষ করছি। সবাইকে শ্রদ্ধা নমস্কার।
After this talk by Swami Tattvavedanji Maharaj, we now have a talk in English by Swami Muktidhananji Maharaj, Adhyaksha Ramakrishna Ashram, Mysuru, Karnataka. We request Maharaj to speak on the same subject of Seva Yoga.
सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। श्री Ramakrishna Sharanam. Revered Suviraj Maharaj, the General Secretary of our order, revered Swami Amratarupanji Maharaj, the Secretary of the Ramakrishna Mission Vivekananda Society, Jamshedpur, revered Tattvavedanji Maharaj, our dear Krishnanathanandaji Maharaj, respected brother monks and devotees. The Ramakrishna Mission Vivekananda Society, Jamshedpur, is by dedicating it to the divine, dedicating Swami Gambhiranandi, one of his writers. But it is initially Sri Thakur, as mentioned by Jamshedpur, who announced a new sadhana for the age, that it is not, we need not do service to the people, especially the poor, with compassion. What is needed is you should consider divine everybody. Shiva Bhave Jivasi. To consider, to see the divine within everybody, and then offer service, then the service or the work becomes yoga. Shiva Jnana you should acquire first, and then do the Jiva Seva with that reference to the divine. So, spiritualizing, the divinizing the work and the service is what is called as Seva Yoga. So, Seva Yoga, if you really understand, we try to think of God during our Upasana, during repeating our Ishta Mantra. We think of thinking of God during our Swadhyaya Bhajans, Japa. But in between that we may do few hours in the morning and few hours in the evening. But what about the rest of the hours? If at all, we will extend our spiritual seeking, our worshipful attitude beyond the restricted hours of sadhana, then we must get into the Seva Yoga. Morning to evening, all that emerges from us in the form of work, in the form of transaction, in the form of human relations, whatever may be the work that we do in the world, in the family, in the society, as our duty, as for the self-management, as for the social management, as various kinds of situations we offer ourselves to the world. All that should be centered in God consciousness. That we should struggle and try to cultivate this Daiva Prajna. Awareness of the divine within, beyond the restricted hours of japa, meditation and bhajan. To see that the Lord everywhere, Shiva Jnana Jiva Seva, and then we will be able to transform our work into worship. So Swami Vivekananda with the prophetic statement that, each soul is potentially divine, and the goal is to manifest the divinity by controlling nature, external and internal, and do it by worship or any of the means and be free. See, worship of God in meditation, worship of God in temple, and worship of God in man or human being, or whatever we do in the worship of God through work, through seva, is a very important thing. That is what is called the new method of spiritual sadhana for this modern age, advocated by Swami Vivekananda in his practical Vedanta. So you can get into, if you are interested in, or if your natural disposition is toward the Jnana Yoga, where you feel the potential divinity Atman within, and the same spiritual presence of the divine Brahman everywhere, then any transaction between you and the world becomes a worship. And that is seva. Seva for a bhakta. He will see the Ishta Devata within his heart, and when he does his work, he will think that everything is to please God, to love God, and he transforms every work as seva. So, adoring the divine amidst work is a tremendous thing which has a transforming power. If you are able to practice this, see, mind is outgoing when doing work. And we try to put our mind inside, inwardize the mind when we do japa and meditation. But when we do the work with the inner awareness, drashti jnanamayam krutva pashyat brahmamayam jaya. Practice this. It may not be possible all at once, but if we gradually make a habit of practicing every work as seva, then the transformation will be faster. Our different layers of the mind gets purified, and we will have the chitta shuddhi faster. A combination, a synthesis of yoga. If you can practice with cementing the gap between what is called upasana, spiritual sadhana, japa and meditation, with the seva yoga. Doing work with the spiritual awareness and concentrating it for Priyadam Pundali Kaksha Sarva Yajneshwaro Hari. For the sake of the Lord, for pleasing Lord. The Christian saint, Brother Lawrence, there is a statement he says. He used to work in the kitchen. If he keeps one dish from one place to another place, he will do it to please God. Let me do this little work with so much of concentration and perfection so that God may be pleased. So, if you can transform the little secular acts of life, that is what Swamiji wanted, to bridge between the secular and the spiritual. Sister Nivedita says, hereafter, there is no distinction between the secular and the spiritual. The Seva Yoga bridges the gap between spiritual and secular by spiritualizing work, by spiritualizing everything that we do, so that as Sister Nivedita mentions in her introduction to the Swamiji's complete verse, the life becomes yoga. The entire life becomes yoga. So our approach should be that even after we come out of the meditation or get out of the seat of meditation or worship, when we do the secular activities, can we cultivate that seva bhava, awareness of the divine? That is, the Gita says, Tesham satata yukta bhajatam priti purvakam is satata yukta. How to be satata yukta, continuously united with God? It is only through this kind of a karma yoga, seva yoga, or spiritualizing the service and the work, it is possible to connect ourselves with God. Further, Gita says, Mad karma krit. You do work for the sake of me. Mad karma. Adoring me as the highest. Mad bhakta sangha varjita. As a devotee. And without any attachment. So this is what the importance of karma yoga. So Swami Vivekananda was wondering that India, with such a rich treasury of spirituality, and so many spiritual masters, but how to bring that spiritual power into the day-to-day life and transform not only human consciousness, but how to eradicate poverty and bring about the social welfare and economic welfare. It is only by Swamiji's practical Vedanta that implies Seva Yoga, that implies spiritualized Karma Yoga. And if India or the world adopts this philosophy of seeing religion not only as a restricted worship in the temple and meditation, but an extended worship in service of God in man, service of God in man. This Swamiji wanted to really popularize. If an individual tries for this kind of a formidable combination of the synthesis of yoga, carried with the seva yoga, to see that every moment to moment when we negotiate life, different types of situation come. It's all our karma, or the work that we will offer to the divine. Yat karoshi, yadashnasi, yat jihosi dadasi, yat tapasyasi kauntariya, kurushva madarpanam. That is what Ramakrishna says. Also the 18th chapter. Yata pravritir bhutanam yadastapam vidaptatam swakarmanam tamabhyarcha siddhim vindanti manava swakarmanam tamabhyarcha. So transforming work into a means of spiritual practice. This is a new method of spiritual practice for the modern age, where religion becomes static religion, becomes dynamic and service-oriented with a spiritualized service. If the modern India can adopt this karma yoga attitude or the seva yoga attitude, that we will get so much of power even to do the work with perfection. With a spiritualized, awakened mind, the work that we do will become yajna. Yajnartha karmanonyatra lokhoyam karmavatana. If at all we have to do the work, we must do the work, the spirit of yajna. The cosmic yajna is going on. Actually, our role in the man-made world is very restricted and limited. The Prakriti is doing its yajna, that's why we all exist. The physical body exists, mind exists, our jiva, everything exists because of that. That is the yajna of the divine. Continuously there is, Lord himself is doing the work. So if we correlate ourselves in harmony with the cosmic yajna, through seva yoga, That is what Sri Ramakrishna mentioned as Shiva Bhave Jiva Seva, or what Swamiji struggled to his Neo Vedanta, practical Vedanta. See the potential divinity in everybody. And that is also worship of the Virata. That seeing the Paramatma as Tattvavedanta just now mentioned, not only within, without, also that is what is required to really make an attempt for the multiple transformation of our personality using this Seva yogas, Seva principle, which is a multiple tool of transformation. See here, Seva is mainly, we have got three types of samskaras, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. It is Sattva state alone can give us the spiritual illumination. But we are in the tamasic stage of ignorance and inertia. Both ignorance and inertia belong to the tamas. There is also in between rajas. Rajas guided by sattva. What we want is the rajas. When we sit in meditation, japa in meditation becomes static, and we inward eye, we try to awaken the sattva samskaras in us. But when we do seva, remembering the divine, it is sattva, it is rajas guided by sattva. Lot of rajas, which is power to do work, that gets transformed into a positive force for the Jagatita. What is Atmana Moksha is ensured, and when we adapt to Jagatita by Seva Yoga, then the rajas get transformed into gradually sattva. And we perhaps get the Chitta Shuddhi faster than our static meditation. A combination of meditation, a combination of Bhakti Bhav, with this interspersed with Seva Yoga. If it is done, the transformation will be much faster, and Chitta Shuddhi also becomes much faster. So, usually it is said, Karmastu Chitta Shuddhare, Natu Vastu Padantare. Work cannot give us the illumination. That is what the Upanishad Vedanta and Veda philosophy says. But then, by doing the Seva Yoga along with other upasanas, a synthesis of yoga, combination of yogas, then our Chitta Shuddhi will be faster and quicker. And from that state of Chitta Shuddhi to Vastu Upalabdhi will be a half-step and jump. Because Thakur mentions that Shuddhaman or Atma Ek, once the mind has become pure, inner spiritual, what is called, capability which gives the power to experience God, which is called Chaitya Purusha or psychic being. That part of the mind, Brahmananda says, is in the but form in each one of us, which is capable of having the spiritual experience. We may do sadhana, but to have spiritual experience, we need to have a grace of Guru and God, which means by God, by His grace, should awaken the inner deepest capability of the mind to experience the divine. So this Chitta Shuddhi, which we do during Seva Yoga, will awaken the mind, awaken the intellect, then the Viveka, intense spiritual aspiration, detachment becomes just natural. And because The Seva Yoga will continuously transform the mind faster and faster. So that is why we attain Chitta Shuddhi through Seva Yoga faster. So if you understand the psychological processes in which samskara get completely get into the sattva mode, divinization of the samskara, divinization of the mind, and the vritti becomes prajna vritti. Our ordinary vritti becomes in the pure mind, because in the pure mind, the light of the Atman, divine, gets reflected. And with that prajna vritti, if we are able to do work in the world, it will be a great seva yoga. That becomes a true yajna, and it will give us not only the spiritual emancipation, see, it will do a lot of good to the world. Just Swami Vivekananda in one place says that if we meditate deep in the cave also, that will do a lot of good to the world. But if you really do meditation combined with the seva yoga, will bring about not only our transformation, but transformation of the world. The poverty can be eradicated. Even with the help of the science, we can develop an ideal society. What Swamiji said, that society, our highest truth become practical. That society is greatest, our highest truth becomes practical. That becomes possible when Swamiji's words from the reading of the spirit into the matter. If you can see the divine in everything and do our work and offer it as yajna virata, the world will be transformed, get transformed, and we get transformed individually. So that is what is Thakur meant by Shivajnana Jiva Seva. What Swamiji tried to express as the practical Vedanta, potential divinity. And all this culminates into a total transformation. So this is a beautiful subject which needs to be further worked out. There is nothing new here. It is combination of the work and the spiritual work and the traditional spiritual sadhana and this innovative approach of Swami Vivekananda, not to relegate work an inferior place or a subordinate place, make work equally a dominant sadhana mode to the seva yoga. So we should understand when we meant seva yoga means what it is. How work can be transformed into seva yoga. Different levels of transformation of work getting transformed into seva yoga is no time for discussion. That is to be studied. So anecdote which occurs in Swamiji. Swamiji, when he was in Belur Math, after building the old temple, during everyday puja, Premanandaji Maharaj used to come and do puja. Swamiji used to come and sit in the old shrine temple when during puja was going on. One of these days, it seems, Swamiji, Premanandaji Maharaj has come and sat on the puja asana, about to start for the puja. Swamiji was just besides, was meditating. He told Preman, Baburam, please get up from the puja asana and go to the office, take some money and something. So nearby there is a slum. Please see, go and do some service to the poor people there and then come. Suddenly Swamiji abruptly tells this. And then Swamiji asked some other brahmachari, to do the puja. Like that, Baburam Maharaj 2-3 days goes with the jewelry to serve the people there and comes. And Swamiji one day, it seems he asked, Swamiji, he was going to that slum for service and with the jewelry, and Swamiji asked him, Baburam, keman lagche? Bhalo lagche, he told. So with utter obedience, Baburam Maharaj did that seva. And thereby Swamiji demonstrated in our order, it is not only worship, it is work and seva to the poor and the needy is also to be considered as a superior kind of, mode of sadhana for our transformation. I thank once again to Amritarupanji Maharaj for giving me an opportunity to be here during this great celebration. Thank you very much.
After this talk on Seva Yoga by Swami Muktidanand Maharaj, we now request Revered Swami Subiranji Maharaj to kindly deliver his address.
আমি সর্বপ্রথমে শ্রী শ্রী ঠাকুর, শ্রী মা এবং স্বামীজি মহারাজের আতুল চরণে আনতভূমি প্রণাম জানাই। আমি সশ্রদ্ধ নমস্কার জানাই এই আশ্রমের বিদানন্দজিকে আমি অবশ্যই সপ্রেম নমস্কার জানাই। আমাদের রামকৃষ্ণ মঠের অচি পরিষদের সদস্য এবং রামকৃষ্ণ মিশনের পরিচালক সমিতির সদস্য, আমাদের রামকৃষ্ণ মিশন মাইসুর এর অধ্যক্ষ স্বামী মুক্তিদানন্দজি, ওকে আমার সপ্রেম নমস্কার এবং আমার স্নেহপূর্ণ সম্ভাষণ রইল আমার অনুজ প্রতিম, আমাদের উদ্বোধন পত্রিকার অত্যন্ত সুযোগ্য সম্পাদক স্বামী কৃষ্ণনাথানন্দজিকে। অবশ্যই আমার প্রণাম, আমার শ্রদ্ধা জানাই এখানে যারা সন্ন্যাসী রয়েছেন তাদের। আমার প্রীতি ভালোবাসা স্নেহাশিস রইল ব্রহ্মচারীদের জন্য এবং সর্বোপরি এখানে যে রয়েছেন ভক্তমণ্ডলী সুধী তাদের আমি শ্রদ্ধা জানাই। আজকে বিকেলবেলা আমাদের বিষয় ছিল সেবাযোগ। সেবাযোগ আমাদের যে ঐতিহ্যের বাহক ধারক যে বেদ বেদান্ত আছে তার কাছে অপেক্ষাকৃতভাবে একটি নতুন শব্দ, এর নতুন অর্থ, এর নতুন ভাব। আমি এখানে দাঁড়িয়ে আমার একটা মনে পড়ছে রবীন্দ্রনাথের গানের একটা বিশিষ্ট কলি, আকাশ ভরা সূর্য তারা, বিশ্ব ভরা প্রাণ। আর তার মাঝখানে আমি পেয়েছি সন্ধান। সেই সন্ধান কিসের সন্ধান? বিস্ময়ের, এক সবাক বিস্ময়ের সন্ধান পেয়েছি। আর আমি সেই সন্ধান পেয়ে নিজেই নির্বাক বিস্ময় হয়ে গেছি। নতুন কথা, নতুন চেতনা, নতুন ধারণা, নতুন ভাব, আর সেটিই হচ্ছে সেবাযোগ, কর্মে পরিণত বেদান্ত। আপনারা যদি রামকৃষ্ণ বিবেকানন্দ সাহিত্যের সঙ্গে পরিচিত হন, বিশেষ করে কথামৃতের সঙ্গে পরিচিত হন, তাহলে দেখতে পাবেন 1884 খ্রিস্টাব্দের সেপ্টেম্বর মাসের একটি দিন অপরাহ্ন দক্ষিণেশ্বরে ঠাকুরের চিরপরিচিত ঘরটিতে ঠাকুর বসে আছেন। সেই খাটটিতে রয়েছেন তিনজন। এক হচ্ছে স্বামী শারদানন্দজি, শরৎ মহারাজ, তৎকালীন বাংলার প্রসিদ্ধ নাট্যকার এবং শ্রীরামকৃষ্ণ ভক্তপ্রবর গিরিশচন্দ্র ঘোষ, এবং অবশ্যই রয়েছেন ভাবিকালের স্বামী বিবেকানন্দ, তখনকার নরেন্দ্রনাথ। কি কথা হচ্ছে? বৈষ্ণব ধর্মের কথা হচ্ছে। কেউ বলছেন বৈষ্ণব ধর্মে 3টে বৈশিষ্ট্য আছে, অবশ্য পালনীয় বৈশিষ্ট্য। সেটি কি? জীবে দয়া,